shed today. This is a quick one, just a bonnet and roof wrap. So delaminated old shit chalky paint. This is all the clear coat coming off, so she's gone. And then this here is actually scratches all the way through down to the undercoat, and then even stone chips and stuff to metal, a bit of surface rust. So we'll feather all that out, smooth it right out. It's only bonnet and hood wrap, roof wrap. So we're not repairing anything. There's a bit of a dent there. This looks like it was probably bat or bird poo that's been left on there. So all this stuff, we're going to get that right back to metal, clean metal. The wrap should pretty well seal it, and that'll stop it from rusting any further. So the roof's much the same. I've just started sanding on the other side. So I'm just hitting it with a 120 on the buzzer, orbital sander, and all this sort of stuff. And even this, like this is obviously bat poo. It's been left too long, and this is really rough. So we're going to get that back to metal so it's smooth. And then from there, it's just a quick one to try and move the car on and make it a bit more presentable. So we're not spending the time, effort and money on getting anything undercoated. If they were going to save it and hold the car for a long time, I'd recommend painting the roof to cover all that. Painting the roof to cover all that rusted areas. So at least primering it. But that's not happening in this one, so we'll just do a bit of tidy up and wrap it and flick it. That's all feathered out and smooth now. Okay, so the paint on this was really bad. So it's sanded back. I've laid a little bit of black etch primer on where it was down the middle, which is a lot due to old bird poo, and even when I started sanding, there was a couple of stone chips that it had actually crazed out underneath the paint. So the paint all flaked off from the metal and it was rusted underneath the paint. So there's still stone chips on it. It's not to be a super perfect job. In these spots here, it's really bad delaminating clear on the guards. So I've put a bit of tape over it so that my wrap doesn't pick it up and peel it off and cause me any more grief. So same on the roof. It's quite a lot of like this was a really big patch of bird poo, bat poo. That's pretty bad. You can still see texture underneath, and that's due to the fact that the metal has pitted quite severely where it started rusting. So it's not rusted through the holes, don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, a respray would be an ideal option. It's not happening, so we'll give this another 20 minutes to dry, and we'll probably want to allow at least an hour. Like this is already touch dry. It's been just over half hour, close to 3/4 an hour, and it's pretty hot here today. So this is all well and truly touch dry. There's no transfer, but we want it to adhere to the panel and not peel off with our wrap. So it's also worth getting a small piece of wrap, sticking it over, especially in the thicker spots, and making sure that it doesn't peel up before you commit to a whole piece of wrap. Okay, so here we are. We've got to mark out this wrap. So from the top of the bonnet, the furthest point, so obviously there's an arc in the bonnet, top of the bonnet up here to the peak, which is like here. We're just going to do an estimated length, which is about 1100 mil. Alright, 1100 mil is sufficient, 1.1 meters. Now we need to see if we can get it on a roll here, so we're going to start from the widest point. We're not going to be able to, so 1600 mil is the minimum we need. At 1600, that's wider than a roll. Roll's only 1500, 1.5 meters, we need 1.6 meters. So we need to cut it the other way. So instead of cutting a 1.1 meter piece, we need to cut a 1.65, 1.7 meter piece, so that we've got the width of the bonnet covered, and then we can trim that 1.5 meters back to 1.1 meters. So we cut 400 mil off it, just over a foot and a third off. So we've got to do the same with the roof and the turret. So the turret is actually widest at the front, at the windscreen, so we'll measure that, and it's 1.2 meters wide, so we can make that in the roll. And we need the full length, so full length 1.8 meters is sufficient. So 1.8 meters by 1.2 meters for the roof. So on a 1.2 meters, that's our roll width, 1.5, so we can cut 300 mil or a foot off the side by the 1.8 meters. So if this was a full wrap, then out of that 1.8 meters or 6 feet, you can have that 6 foot long by 1 foot strip that would be able to do something like an inlay or a side skirt or whatever it might be. Across the back of the car there, you've got the spoilers and stuff like that. So if that was the case, you could use that. With this, it's just roof and bonnet, or roof and hood, turret and hood, so we don't have those luxuries. So this is just going to be scrap that's sitting around the shed. We might be able to use for something else, a different project. Alrighty, so I'll get it laid out and we'll get it cut and go from there. What it used to look like, what it does look like. There's a few bits of rust around the edges here, so I sanded them back a little bit, just painted, put a little bit of black paint on them. Used to be what it is. Big difference. Darren's happy with it.